How we doing? My name's Ash Sutton, racing for NAPA Racing UK in the 2024 season of BTCC. So obviously my journey with NAPA started in 2022. The idea of having longevity, sticking around for a bit longer is always a benefit for me in the championship. The opportunity's come around for me to stick around with NAPA for 3 years. So on the addition of the 2 that we've already done, it's a great opportunity. Based on the fact of what we've achieved, obviously in the 2 years, what I've seen going on behind closed doors, it's left me excited for the future. Goals in the British touring cars is to be the only driver with the most titles. We kind of look at something to relate it to the Hamilton of Formula One, where he's the only driver with that many titles. That's the sort of thing I want to achieve in the BTCC. I mean, race wins would be a nice target to nick off of Jason, but that's a big number he's got there, so it's not quite as easy task. So in terms of team goals, it would be great to go and get that. Then I'll wake up in a minute. So in terms of team goals, I'd love to sit here and say we're going to go and get them 10 poles, but the rule changes, the bits that have been going on, I don't think that's going to be achievable. It's going to be hard. But individual goals, that 5th title is a big ask. There's a few areas that I felt like I need to perfect in myself, which I've been focusing on over winter. So yeah, there's a few things there. I won't let on too much what I've been doing, but that 5th title is my personal goal. How do I think it's going to shake up qualifying? The shootout is, we saw a little bit of it last year, the pressure that gets added with a shootout. We've essentially got 3 shootouts now. The way the groups are formed off the back of FP2, we have no control of that. And that can play a big caveat to the result of shootout number 1 in Q1, or Q3 essentially. So I feel like it's going to have a massive knock-on effect, and the element of how hybrid and the boost is going to be played out, it's all going to merge into one big bit of chaos, that's for sure. Obviously, I've got a simulator company, Pure Sims on the side, I say on the side, it takes up the majority of my life. But we've just moved premises, relocated. We've now got a purpose-built showroom, and ultimately I've done all the work including the guys that obviously work with me. So yeah, that's kept me very busy. We had our opening day a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, with that, family life, Christmas, etc., New Year, that's been me since the end of the year. I mean, we had the odd celebration, especially on Brands Hatch, but I've been to many awards, 4 awards in total. A few nights out with the black tie on, but yeah, it's been entertaining, but also eventful. I've kind of continued what I did last year in terms of preparation. A lot of sim work. I've been on the sim 3 or 4 times a week now, but that's just in general. So I'll start rolling in Pacific touring car related stuff as we get closer to the season, sort of testing. Obviously, we're out in the car very, very soon, so I plan to do a lot in terms of actual touring car related sim work. But then fitness, I've just started looking at a bit more of my diet, trying to stay on top of that, and just cardio stuff. So yeah, just the small little bits of preparation, and obviously getting my head around the new regulation changes. The main drivers that I'm going to look at for this season, I'd love to say I can fit them on one hand. Obviously we've got, my teammates is one of them. We've got Ingram from last year, he was hot on our heels, Jake, Colin, Josh now, he's jumped in a Toyota, different outfit. I mean, we're already into 6 that I want to focus on, but from the first qualifying session, we get a true indication. That is when everyone really shows their true hand. There's no restrictions, no limitations in hybrid deployment, etc. So we'll get a real steer on what we're up for and who we're going to face. What have I liked about the Ford Focus? I mean, my first year in the car wasn't the most enjoyable. So I thought we bit off more than we can chew in the 2022 season with the Ford, and I very quickly realised that there was a few key areas that we needed to focus on. Catch the pun. Sorry, I've just ruined it for myself. 2022 season was tough, but we sat down over winter. Obviously, the engineers went to town on the car, and very quickly realised there was a few bits that we wanted to focus on, and I absolutely loved the car last year. It was for sure the best touring car that I'd ever driven. And that's quite a bold statement to make. I thought the Infinity was, but that Ford was something else last year, and I've never felt at one with a car like I did last year. The new Alliance Racing HQ is phenomenal. The space the guys have got now is great. We've got the trucks just to our left here that are stored inside, the purpose-built bays behind us. To have all the cars under one roof and the guys to have the space that they need to work in is phenomenal. So I can only see that being a benefit to the team, benefit to the performance, and it's a good place to be. What I'm most looking forward to is the rule changes. drivers getting their head around it, engineers getting their head around it, and teams getting their head around it is going to be a crucial part of actually making or having success in the championship. So I feel like that's where I thrive. I love a new challenge. So I'd love to say that, yeah, the rule changes is something I'm looking forward to. Obviously, there's the element of having the number one back in the car. We've got an additional of a few gold features, a few gold NAPA logos on there as well. So it's a great way to give something back to the fans, to identify that, what we did last year, and as an achievement to the team. What am I least looking forward to? That pressure, I think, is big. Obviously, the expectation is huge as well. From what we've done last year as an individual, as a team, people are just naturally expecting that. And unfortunately in this game, that is hard. That is not easy to roll in year out. For me, that is the biggest thing that is going to be the bit I'm going to not struggle with, but it's going to be hard to maintain. Absolutely love the new livery, love the Alpine Star suit. I think the brand and the colour scheme, the addition of the white, all of that merged into one with a few little features of gold. It looks phenomenal. I mean, the launch that we had went down really, really well, and I think once we get on track and all four cars are out together, it will look fantastic. NAPA as a brand, think about NASCAR, obviously it's so big out there, but in terms of what we've achieved here in the UK, British touring car going out and having the best year we've ever had, leaving the mark where we have, and across all forms of motorsport as well. NAPA Racing UK here have left their stamp, but it's only the beginning. We're only 2 years in, we've got many years ahead, and it's only going to get bigger and better.